Zara's crystalline laughter echoed through the museum's ancient halls as she watched Marcus struggle with the display case's bio-lock. The human's fingers fumbled over the Veltar security interface, his primitive neural patterns failing to register. With the sophisticated system, "You really think your species could handle Chronari war gear?" she teased, her forearms gracefully dancing over the controls. The case hissed open, revealing the magnificent armor within. "This belonged to my great-great-grandmother, Warsinger Velnara. She conquered 3 star systems wearing this." The armor hung suspended in gravitational fields, its obsidian surface drinking in the ambient light. Etched runes pulsed with a faint inner glow, and the metal seemed to shift and flow like liquid shadow. Marcus had been studying pre-contact, Chronari military technology for months, but seeing an actual war suit up close left him breathless. The bio-neural interface alone would probably fry a human brain. Zara continued, her violet eyes sparkling with mischief. "But go ahead. Try it on. I could use a good laugh." Marcus hesitated. As the only human researcher granted access to the Chronari Imperial Archives, he'd built a reputation for caution and respect. But Zara's challenge stirred something competitive in his chest. Besides, what harm could it do? The armor's systems were designed for Chronari physiology. It simply wouldn't activate for an incompatible species. "You're on," he said, carefully lifting the helmet from its housing. The moment the metal touched his skin, the world changed. The helmet flowed like liquid mercury, reshaping itself to fit his distinctly human skull structure. Warning klaxons blared throughout the museum as the armor's chest piece leaped from its display, melding seamlessly with Marcus's torso. The remaining pieces followed in rapid succession: gauntlets, boots, and leg armor, each component adapting its alien geometry to accommodate human proportions. Zara stumbled backward, her usual composure shattered. "That's impossible," she whispered. "The biolocks, the neural requirements." Marcus barely heard her. His consciousness was expanding, connecting with systems beyond his comprehension. The armor's ancient AI whispered in languages older than human civilization, yet somehow he understood every word. Combat protocols downloaded directly into his neural pathways. Tactical assessments flowed through his enhanced perception like water through a riverbed. But it was more than just data. Transfer. The armor was learning from him, adapting to patterns it had never encountered. Where Chronari warriors relied on their species' natural aggression and rigid hierarchical thinking, the AI discovered something unprecedented in Marcus's mind: creativity, coupled with calculated risk-taking, pattern recognition that bordered on intuition, and an almost reckless willingness to improvise. "Fascinating," Marcus said, his voice now carrying harmonic overtones that made Zara's chitin rattle. "Your ancestors built this to interface with Chronari neural architecture, but they designed it to evolve, to learn. They just never imagined what it might learn from a human mind." Security forces burst into the chamber, plasma rifles trained on the armored figure. Commander Thexavar, a veteran of the border wars, took one look at the readings on his scanner and ordered his troops to lower their weapons. "Warsinger protocols are active," he announced, his voice tight with disbelief. "Full battlefield authorization. Confirmed. By the Empress's decree. Stand down." The ancient armor had recognized Marcus not as an intruder, but as a worthy warrior. More than that, it had found in human consciousness something that complemented its original programming perfectly: Where Chronari minds followed predetermined patterns, human thought danced between logic and inspiration, finding solutions that no algorithm could predict. Marcus felt the armor's weapon systems coming online. Energy conduits that had remained dormant for centuries now hummed with renewed purpose. The gravity manipulation fields that had once allowed Velnara to stride across the hulls of enemy vessels while wreaking havoc with her enemies flickered to life around his boots. The armor isn't just adapting to me, Marcus realized. Data streams, flowing through his enhanced consciousness. It's upgrading itself. Your ancestors built it to learn from combat experience, to evolve with each generation of warriors, but they only ever interfaced with Chronari minds. It's been dormant, waiting for something different. Zara approached cautiously, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. "What's it learning from you?" Marcus smiled within the helmet, feeling the armor's systems analyze his emotional response and file it away for future reference. Unpredictability. Your people fight with honor and tradition, following patterns that have been proven in battle for millennia. Humans, we improvise. We break rules. We turn weaknesses into advantages and find solutions that shouldn't exist. The armor's AI was cataloging every aspect of human tactical thinking, integrating concepts that no Chronari warrior had ever considered. Feints within feints, psychological warfare, the willingness to sacrifice apparent advantages for long-term strategic gain. It was like feeding advanced mathematics to a mind that had only ever known arithmetic. The really interesting part, Marcus continued, accessing the armor's historical records, is what this means for both our species. This armor was a prototype, wasn't it? Your great-great-grandmother was testing something revolutionary. Zara nodded slowly. The Neural Integration Project. They were trying to create warriors who could interface directly with ship systems, who could become one with their weapons. But the test subjects kept suffering neural cascade failures. The project was abandoned after Velnara's death. Because they were missing a crucial component, Marcus said. Human neuroplasticity. Chronari minds are powerful but rigid. Human brains are chaotic, adaptable, capable of forming connections that defy logic. This armor wasn't failing. It was waiting for the right kind of mind to complete it. The implications hit them both simultaneously. Here was proof that the two species weren't just allies of convenience, but potentially something far more significant. Human creativity and Chronari technological mastery combined through ancient armor that had been designed to bridge the gap between warrior and weapon. Marcus felt the armor beginning to catalog his memories, his experiences, his uniquely human perspective on conflict and survival. In return, it offered him access to combat techniques refined over generations, strength that could shatter steel, and reflexes that could track targets moving at substantial fractions of light speed. "Your turn," Marcus said, beginning the delicate process of removing the helmet. "I think this armor has a few more surprises for us to discover." As the armor powered down and began to disengage, both human and Chronari realized they had witnessed something unprecedented. The ancient war gear hadn't just accepted a human operator. It had evolved because of the experience, becoming something greater than its original designers had ever imagined. In the depths of space, other armors began to stir, their dormant. AIs sensing the awakening of their predecessor and wondering what other impossible things these strange, adaptable humans might teach them. The age of human Chronari cooperation had begun in earnest, one impossible activation at a time.